Welcome back to another The Sports Scoop video. Today, we are doing our NFL Week 7 predictions. Obviously, very exciting. Our most favorite videos to record. And finally, we are all back together. Kian McDermott, Dylan Shalom, Charlie Nidell, and Suraj Kali, everybody. Today, we are doing, as I said, our Week 7 predictions. Charlie, break it down. What was our records? What are the standings looking like between us four going into Week 7? And again, guys, excluding the week or currently, since let me explain quickly the situation, and then I'll get into that. We do not have our editing software that we usually do. We'll have it next week, unfortunately, so we have to improvise. We're currently going live on our Clips channel that we don't post on, and then downloading that so we can use the live streaming software. So we do apologize if there's a technical difficulty here or there. We do apologize because we can't edit this video, but it'll still flow the same. You'll still get all the pics. It's just graphics wise, it'll look a little bit different. But Charlie, now that we got that out of the way, since we are recording this, we always record these Sunday night. I'm generally able to put in our record for that Sunday night game. But this week will be 2 games behind, but those will be added in next week. Without further ado, Charlie, what are we looking like going into this week?
Going into our Sunday night Seahawks-Steelers matchup, I'm currently still in the lead with 64 wins and 28 losses, or 64 correct, 28 incorrect. Dylan follows that up 4 games back with 60 correct. You guys can do the math on the losses. Suraj has 59, and Kian sitting down there making his comeback slowly but surely, 1 game closer than last week with 54.
Yeah, there we go. I am making my comeback. I had a great week this week. But yeah, we'll get into the video. We're going to attempt to play the intro now. You guys know the best intro on YouTube. But yeah, when the intro is done, we'll get into the picks. All right.
Going into our first game, we've got the Thursday night matchup, an intriguing one, in my opinion. I'm going to go to Surge first. We've got the Browns and the Broncos. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. That being said, they are not in an ideal position. They are coming off numerous injuries, including to Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, both of their starting tackles, their star rookie linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They could get some of these players back, but especially going on short rest, this is not going to be easy for them. That being said, the Denver Broncos seem to be in free fall. After starting off 3-0, they're starting to be exposed as a pretender. They have not looked good the past 3 weeks, and I still think the Browns are a very good team. So I think Cleveland will win this week.
All right. Yeah, again, Browns, Broncos, I think a tougher one. The Broncos, Surge, this is our 3rd time recording. Surge touched on it the last time. Obviously, Kareem Hunt, Baker Mayfield, both of their tackles battling injury. So we'll see, again, going up against, good Broncos defense. I think it's a great way to explain it, that they are on a bit of a free fall. Obviously, they look really good, but I think we all knew that this team was a pretender team, or however you want to put it. And then, obviously, going into a week where I think it's a tougher one. I think, whichever team loses this game will be looked at as a little bit of an inferior team in their division, going 3-4, especially both of these teams in quite competitive divisions with kind of similar teams that are playing very well unexpectedly. The Broncos with the Raiders in their division and the Browns with the Bengals, both teams with better records than the Browns and the Broncos. I'm going to go Browns here. I think this definitely could go either way, but I think it'll be a good Thursday night defensive kind of scrappy matchup. But Charlie, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think it's a weird one because I truly do not know how good the Browns are, because it's a 3-3 team that I think a lot of people thought would win 12, maybe even 13 games this year. And I think it's tough because they just got blown out by the Cardinals, as you touched on, injuries. But the Broncos, as I said after week 3, after going 3-0, pretenders. I'm going to keep going with that trend. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Let's make it 4. I'm going to go with the Browns.
Yep, I'm also going to end this up with a clean sweep here. Give me the Cleveland Browns. While they didn't look flawless themselves, they didn't look good defensively, which is honestly, before last week, I thought, even though they got 45 points scored against them by the Chargers or somewhere around there, I still thought they were the best defense in the league. And today, the Cardinals, as good as their offense is, they proved me wrong. So I'm very, very anxious to see whether or not I had a correct assumption, but I'm going to go with the Browns to beat the Broncos either way because the Broncos are not on a good run of form. They lost in the last 3 games to the coachless Vegas Raiders, the very good Ravens side, so I'm not going to hold that against them, and the quarterbackless, potato-full Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going to go Cleveland Browns. And I'm not giving it to them on merit. I'm giving it to them based on the Broncos having a terrible run of form recently. But enough about our Thursday night showdown. Going into the first game of the 1 o'clock slate. That's right. No more international series for this
thank
week.
God.
Yeah.
We've
Flying
got
the 2 Florida teams to England to play each other.
we've got what would be considered one of the best matchups of the season if it was week 1. We've got the Chiefs and the Titans. What do you got, Keen?
Yeah, I know. Definitely both teams who have surprised a lot of people. I think the Titans definitely losing Arthur Smith. We can see where this offense is struggling. We all know, or I almost just said Julian. I don't know what I'm talking about. Dylan. We both called out that overrated Julio Jones move, and it looks fantastic right now. He plays a couple weeks, gets injured. We don't know when he's going to come back, and just hasn't been that good. And then AJ Brown surprisingly hasn't been good, but I assume he will have when he's healthy. A ton of production. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Chiefs, struggling to get to 500. This Chiefs team does not look good. This defense is terrible. This is a really, really bad defense. I think you could argue this is the worst defense in the National Football League, or at least bottom 25. I think, now that I say that, the Lions probably the worst, or maybe the worst luck, but we'll get into that when we talk about the Church of Football. Surge, what do you got in this one? I'm going Chiefs.
You're talking about the Chiefs having one of the worst defenses. The Titans are also in that conversation. Their defense has been atrocious as well. And I think it's going to be kind of a high scoring. It's going to be a lot of yards on both sides. 2 very underperforming teams. I'm tempted to give this to the Titans. That being said, given the fact that they haven't impressed enough either, I think the Chiefs offense is so talented that they're bound to have like a very good week offensively where it finally clicks for them. So I'm not very confident in this pick, but I'm going to give it to the Chiefs here.
Yeah, if you guys saw, Keenan and I posted a Chiefs video, what was it, a few days ago, and I elaborated more on what I'm going to talk about now, and that's that I will not bet against the Chiefs this whole season. So I'm not going to go against what I said. I am going to pick the Chiefs in this one because I simply think that they are a better team if they perform well, and the X factor for the Chiefs, I said this in that video, Tyreek Hill. We saw he had a touchdown today, and they won. And I think the 3 weeks that the Chiefs have won, the 3 best weeks for Tyreek Hill. So I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill should have an easy day against this Titans secondary. That's a main reason why I think the Chiefs will win this game. But while Derrick Henry could explode, I think the Chiefs are just a better roster.
All right, while I agree that's a good point about Tyreek, that's not a good thing necessarily that he has to have over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns
it's not.
for the Chiefs.
But I think he could.
I think it's more of a negative than a positive because going into the postseason, you're going to be facing, hopefully better defenses. But
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dylan, I'm going to also go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to blow out the Titans. It's the Chiefs just have such an explosive offense that the Titans will not be able to handle, and it doesn't help them that Monty Rice, Christian Fulton, Jeremy McNicholas, which is incredibly important, are all inactive for this next game, most likely. So I think the Chiefs are just a better, well-put-together offense, and both defenses, let's be honest, are not going to be able to contain the firepower that each other have. That being said, the Chiefs will be able to outscore them, whether that comes through Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes running, Demarcus Robinson, I guess. Yep.
Byron Pringle,
Darrell Williams this week. But, give me the Chiefs. And moving into the next one, we've got the Washington football team and the Green Bay Packers. I don't really have a quippy intro for this one. What do you got, Jim?
Yeah. Again, Packers look great. I think, again, what I've been noticing, I think I talked about this last week, the Packers loss to the Saints still has not worn off on me. Like, I still see the Packers as like, they're not really that good this year, but they are.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know the Packers, and it's the same with the Ravens for me. I'm like, wow, the Ravens are really good. Like, they just manhandled the Chargers, but it's still to me like, I just don't like it's not clicking. But obviously they're obviously both 5-1. We know literally, physically, and vocally, Aaron Rodgers stated how he owned the Bears. So again, I think we come up with the best catchphrases every single week on the weekly predictions, whether it be church or football or something like that. But yeah, again, I'm gonna go Packers here. Yeah. Well, Dylan actually does. Yeah, you're right. Dylan actually does. The knee fighting. I forgot about that one. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, the Washington, team, what was their best part last year? Their defense, and arguably their offense is better this year, and their offense is not great. But again, it was able to be fair, that the Washington defense was very good against the Chiefs today. But again, talk about meaningless interceptions or lucky interceptions. That throw where Mahomes getting sacked, and I don't know what he was doing, just threw it bobbling like right up and then down, and it got picked up. I think it was Bobby McCain. But I'm gonna go. I don't know, why am I talking? Never mind. I'm gonna go Packers. I lose my train of thought.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers here too. I think not much really to say. Washington just their defense has just underperformed way too much to be in this type of game where it's a game where you need to stop Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. They won't be able to do that. Taylor Heineke and the Washington offense isn't good enough to keep up, especially with an surprisingly emerging Packers defense, even without Jair Alexander, who played particularly well against the Bears. I think overall, as a whole, I think the Packers are just a better team. So give me Green Bay.
Wow.
I'm gonna need some full screen action for this.
All right.
Ooh.
So, as you said, Keen, I think the Packers are quietly one of the best teams in the league this year. I didn't see much of them, but yeah, they're 5-1, and that loss against the Saints may just be rubbing off here. I think this Washington is an average team that we expected to play a lot better, and I think this could be a big turnaround. I think statement win, going to Lambeau, and coming closer to 500. I'm gonna pick Washington on this one. Call me crazy, but a statement win.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. And it's not a good pick. The only good
I've
Washington.
got 4 games to spare up top. Go to Dylan.
He's in
The only
league.
good
He's got
Washington
this under
football team
control.
upset pick was mine of the Eagles last year. Nothing will beat that. All
Just wait.
right, Dylan.
And
Now,
it's-
what do you got?
Even if this were to happen, it wouldn't beat it, but it's not going to happen. I think the Packers, while they only put up 24 points against the Bears, I think this was the first time this season that their offense, their key pieces really clicked. You saw Aaron Rodgers have himself a really solid game. Aaron Jones looked like his former self last season. Devontae Adams played really well. Bobby Tunyon got involved. Alan Lazard as well. It looked like they were all back in the same frame of mind, and they only allowed 14 points to the Bears offense, who was missing David Montgomery and have been missing Allen Robinson, not to injury, but to incompetence this season. But I'm gonna go Packers taking down the Washington football team because it looks like they are ready to contend for the NFC, and there are some good teams.
There is not a better person, professionally or not professionally, that can string a sentence together like Dylan can. There is not a single person.
He just matter of factly says it.
No, and it's just like when you just like the most unexpected, when you don't think he's going to, he does. But
moving into the next one, we've got a divisional clash. We've got the Bengals, who look really good going into Week 7, and the Ravens, who just took down one of the best offenses in football. Very big statement win for them. What do you got, Charlie? I have not gone to you first yet.
Charlie.
The Ravens just looked so good. The Bengals look good too, but the Ravens were on another level this week, absolutely manhandling the Chargers. Even though Lamar only threw for 1 touchdown and 2 picks, as I said, maybe it was last week, wins are the most important quarterback stat to me. And if the Ravens are 5-1, it doesn't really matter how well Lamar is playing. Lamar is going to be in the MVP race because they're 5-1. So give me the Ravens.
I am going to go with the Ravens. That being said, I'm not confident in that because the Ravens, I feel like every week you see a different Ravens team. You can either see the Ravens that happened a week ago against the Colts, where for 3 quarters they look like a pretender team and then like miraculously come back to win, or you see the Ravens that we saw this week manhandling a team that seemed to be like a contender to the Chargers. So when you play a team like the Bengals that are kind of solid on both sides of the ball, yes, offensively, but defensively, they've been quietly very good. I don't know which Ravens we're gonna see, so I'm very unconfident in this pick. That being said, Lamar Jackson is playing like an MVP. I think he has to be one of the favorites at this point in the season.
Yeah.
And his talent, not only on the ground, but as we've seen this year in the passing in the air, I think that will barely be enough to beat the Bengals. But I would not be surprised to see Cincinnati pull off an upset here at M&T.
Here's gonna come my upset pick. I think the Bengals will win this game. I think, again, it's one of those games where we're not gonna know which Ravens team we saw, but they went into Dan Campbell's Church of Football and crucified the Lions. So I think they're gonna come
That's a lie.
against the.
I love that.
I think they're gonna come into the Ravens Stadium. I think they're gonna win. Again, it's a Bengals team that I really think. I think right now Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in football. This guy is ridiculous. He has been fantastic. I will say Devontae Adams is. I completely forgot about his performance this week, but I think Jamar Chase is the best deep threat receiver in the league currently. I think right now he's tied for most yards and touchdowns over passes of 20 yards. He's just so good. And unfortunately, it's so weird because the narrative was like, is he going to even play in the NFL? He can't catch.
Can't catch the new NFL balls.
So weird. It's funny how social media can just catch things on. But I'm gonna go Bengals here. I think it'll definitely be a closer game, but I think this Bengals team has been able to go into favorites like Pittsburgh last year and obviously beat them. But I'm not as confident since it's at the Ravens Stadium. But Serge, what do you think? Or Dylan, excuse me, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think there's a very clear reason why. I think it's because they're better at football than the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's just a terrible thing to say because that could just go so wrong.
If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Anyone who wants to argue with me, my Instagram's Dylan_Shalom. I will be happy to give you reasons that the Ravens are better than the Bengals. But
shameless plug.
the Ravens, they just absolutely blew out the Chargers in something none of us saw coming. And the Bengals, they had themselves a game too, but they were playing against the Lions. While I love how they managed the game, they are 0-6, sorry. So as good as the Bengals have been playing, the Ravens are on another level. And if you keep betting against Lamar, he will keep proving you wrong. Give me the Ravens comfortably. Moving into the next one. Did Serge go? I can't remember.
I did.
Serge did go.
Okay. Moving into the next one, we've got the struggling Panthers against the much, much more struggling Giants. What do you got, Serge?
No, not Serge. Just me. I'm a Giants fan. I'm going.
All right. Go ahead.
All right,
yeah.
go ahead.
I'm going to go first.
Sam Darnold is the Jets' Sam Darnold. The past 2 weeks have confirmed that he is not good without Christian McCaffrey. Three turnovers today. I think he had 2 interceptions. Again, I think one of them was a good play on the ball by Rashad Breeland. But again, it's a Sam Darnold that consistently has shown so much upside and then just disappoints. It's a 3-3 Panthers team that I think defensively is good. Hassan Reddick is the most underrated free agent signing this year. He has been fantastic.
Love that, by the way. I agree with that.
He has been. I was gonna tweet it and then I forgot. Go follow my personal Twitter. I forgot what it's called. I'll put it in the description. Shameless plug. We don't even plug the channel. It's just personal things. But this is a tough one. I'm gonna go for the Giants. I think it's a defense that can disrupt Sam Darnold. I haven't picked the Giants. I think for the past 3 weeks, I'm a Giants fan. I'm gonna go for my team. I'm gonna go Giants here. I think this Panthers team is not a 3-3 team. But Charlie, what do you think? Again, one of the pretenders. After what was it? They were 3-0 after the first 3 weeks. So after the first 3 weeks. But Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to go with the Panthers here. I think so. First off, Darnold only threw 1 interception today.
Oh, he did. Sorry, he had 3 turnovers. I think he had 2 sacks that were
two turnovers. He
sorry.
fumbled once and was picked off once. And I know he's looked bad the past couple weeks, but truly, the Giants looked a lot worse this week than Sam Darnold did. And they put up 3 points against the Rams until the very end when they scored a late touchdown and 2-point conversion. 11's a lot more respectable than 3. But we saw how badly their offensive line performed against someone like Aaron Donald. And I know that the Panthers don't have an Aaron Donald, but what the Panthers do have is one of the best defenses right now. And the Giants just won't come anywhere close to touching that Panthers defense. And I want the Panthers in this one.
I am going to go with the Panthers as well. I was about to go with the Giants, so I thank Kian for kind of actually interrupting me to let me kind of collect my thoughts.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The reason I think I have the Panthers, main reasons why, one, you just cannot. It's so hard to run on that defense. Even though Dalvin Cook did do just that, I don't think the Giants have a Dalvin Cook, even if Saquon is fully healthy.
Oh yeah, sorry, they have a better than Dalvin Cook when Saquon's
Yeah, they have a
healthy.
much better than Dalvin
Yeah.
Cook.
No.
Yes.
I'm not gonna abide while you guys go.
I'm not-
Saquon Barkley was
I know,
looking
but
like
go ahead.
2018 Saquon Barkley before he got hurt.
Yeah, Saquon
Okay.
Barkley is better than Dalvin Cook when he's healthy.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay,
No doubt.
I
very much
respectfully,
No doubt.
I respectfully disagree. Given
I
what
don't
Dalvin
care.
Cook has done
You're
over
just
the past
wrong.
few years. That being said, I think the Panthers have one of the better run defenses in the NFL. I think they have too many skill position weapons to kind of, even without Christian McCaffrey, to lose to a Giants defense that is so this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the Panthers, even though I agree that they are pretenders, I think they're a better team than the Giants. And yeah, give me the Panthers.
You know what, Serge? Because of you, I'm gonna change my pick.
There we
I
go.
Is he
am
allowed
gonna
to
go
do
for the
that?
He
Giants.
is.
Yes,
That's
I
never
am
happened.
allowed to do that.
Yes.
I am going
This
to
is a
change
first,
my
though.
pick simply
This is
because
a
I do
first.
not like you. Now,
This is a
I-
V Sports Cube
well,
first.
while I may think that the Panthers are going to win this week, it's not going to stop me from picking my Giants in this one. I completely disagree with everything you just said, other than the Panthers have a good run defense. But Devontae Booker is one of the best running backs in the NFL, and he will prove it this week against a so-so Carolina team.
So
Sam
you're
Darnold will
going with
throw
the
4
Giants.
interceptions. I'm going to take the Giants.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm about
so
to
that's
get
now-
really.
That's now two stupid
Stop
risks
talking,
you've
Serge.
taken.
It's Dylan's turn.
It's my turn, Serge. Shut up.
Okay.
That crossed the line.
I'm getting bullied right here.
Hey, Serge.
Okay, but- So, Charlie, that was two stupid risks you've taken.
I have a
this week.
4-game
One
lead.
of them you
Yep.
don't even agree with yourself.
Hey,
I'm going with-
hey. Talk to me when you've got more right than me.
All right, I will.
He will
I
after
very
this
happy
week.
to
Pretty
talk next
soon.
week. But
Obviously, giving
hey.
us two games till I catch up.
Just wait.
can I give my prediction?
Yeah.
You
No.
can.
Thank you. I'm gonna give this game to the Panthers. The Giants do not look good, and I'm not gonna go on and crap on them. They have their own injuries, they have their own problems. They just don't look like they're a team that's capable of challenging the Panthers, who, while they didn't look great today, they showed a valiant effort in coming back in a game that they looked
Effort.
down and out of. So I respect a lot out of that. So give me the Panthers
effort.
in a game that I don't really see a clear favorite, but I'm going with the Panthers mostly
All
because
right,
the
so we have
Giants.
2 Panthers, 2 Giants. We'll just confirm that since we went over the graph.
Yes, we do.
2 Panthers, 2
Moving
Giants.
in to my Miami Dolphins against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take this one from here. I've got my Dolphins winning. Gut feeling, heart feeling. I hated the way we played today against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I'm very happy to say that I believe Xavier Howard, Devontae Parker, and hopefully Tua's full health will be back at Hard Rock against the Falcons, who also are not that good. So give me the Dolphins. It might be a bit of a heartfelt pick, but hoping I'm right.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins as well, and I
Sure.
can't explain why. It just feels like a game that the Dolphins aren't gonna drop 6 in a row. I just feel like even though they're a bad team, they're not that bad of a team. And Jacksonville were a team that even though they've lost so many in a row, they're a team that felt like they had too much talent to lose. Like, what was it? They were on track to lose like 20 in a row, 21 in a row.
Yeah.
I just feel like Miami especially with Tua, are a much better team. Atlanta, they're a very suspect team. I doubt they win 2 games in a row. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins as well.
Okay, you go, Charlie.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Tua is not good.
Yeah.
He's better than Brissett.
Yet, as you said, Surge, for some strange reason, I am attracted to picking the Dolphins in this game. And I don't necessarily think that they're a better football team. I don't think that they have the better quarterback. I don't think that they have the better wide receiver 1. I don't think that they have the better running back. But I still think the Dolphins are going to win this one. So give me the Dolphins in this one.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know why that came up.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. All right. Yeah. This is a tougher one. I think for me, when I look at this game, I agree. I think it's a Dolphins team where I think Brian Flores, who I have severely overrated. He is not a good coach. No, sorry.
Okay, now
No, sorry.
Let's
Not
rephrase
a.
this, let's rephrase
He is not a.
He has not gotten off
Top-tier
to a
coach.
good start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's like the Dolphins generally.
Yeah.
Look, Tua, I think is a look, to be fair, Tua had a not good game, but he did not have a terrible game. You look at like him compared to Darnold, compared to Daniel Jones this week, not a bad week. Unfortunately, you couldn't really pinpoint the Dolphins' loss. I would say the Jaguars kind of. I think Charlie, good play calling. Like they kind of, it was kind of one of those games where it's just they were kind of outplayed. And I think I'm gonna go for the Dolphins as well. Actually,
right.
I
Sweep.
think.
Clean sweep.
I actually agree. I think it's a tougher one, but I would actually go for the Dolphins as well. I think there'll be a Dolphins in this one. What? Oh, what is that? Oh, what the hell is that? Oh my god! What was that? What the hell
happened?
was that?
All right,
What-
before we get into a full-blown brawl over the camera, I'm gonna bring it into the next
What
game.
the hell? Why does it keep coming up? What is that?
The Jets and the Patriots. Let's have Surge's opinion here. Do you think the Jets are going to beat the Patriots, Surge? Let's hear your unbiased opinion. Come on.
No.
Oh,
I was
Rats.
watching
Right, that was
a little
boring.
better
I don't think
there.
they'll win. I don't think they'll win. I think every time I predict the Jets to win, which isn't often, they don't win. I shouldn't predict them to win. It'll
I
cause
would.
pain. That's it.
Jesus.
Sad Jets.
That is
fan
the
Sad.
most depressed fan I have ever seen.
Charlie, now what do you think?
No, I also think the Patriots are gonna win.
Yeah, that's not that.
Mac
hard to
Jones
change.
looks good. The Jets
Yeah.
do not.
I hate. This is just the most annoying thing in the world.
The Jets.
All
beat-
draft season, Mac Jones isn't top 5 quarterback. Kellen Mond's better than him. I have
Hey, I
not
told you,
heard
Mac
Kellen
Jones.
Mond's name once. I have not seen him
'Cause
play
he's not
a
a
snap.
starter.
I know. Mac Jones has been good. He's been Macurate Jones. Yeah, he's been good.
What?
I think it'll be the Patriots in this one, unfortunately. But
Kellen
yeah.
Mond.
it's so funny because he's playing exactly how the people who thought he would be good projected him to be. So it just pisses me off that I wasn't
Which
able
is
to predict that.
boring.
Which
Here's
is
the
boring.
thing.
Dylan, what do you
Mac
got?
Jones, while he's been accurate, and I'm sure he'll be able to run through the Jets defense no problems, I don't want to put too much credit into his hands because he doesn't seem like he's a very smart quarterback. He constantly throws into double coverage. Well,
Like Tua.
while I'm not discussing Tua right now, but he's completing a lot of passes, but he's not throwing the ball downfield. Go again. Say you're like Tua reference. He's not throwing the ball downfield quite enough for my liking. And
Like Tua.
Like Tua.
yeah. And
You
while
can't set us up like that, Dylan.
it's been working well for him right now, people are seeming to like how he's playing. I think the only reason they played so well against the Cowboys today and really brought it into the game was Damian Harris, who, as we saw, picked up a little knock at the end of the game. So if he's able to play, that Jets game is not even going to be a competition. If he is, I still don't think that Jets game is going to be any bit of a competition. Give me the Patriots. Moving in to the next one. This is the first one of the 4:00 slate. And we've got the Philadelphia Eagles, who I really can't tell you whether or not they put up a fight against the Bucs. I only know the score. I was doing a lot of homework.
Yeah.
And we've got the Vegas Raiders, who they snacked up the Broncos today.
Oh, snacked up. That's not one of my
Smacked up.
favorite. Oh, smacked up. I was gonna say that was not one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, unfortunately, I am very upset. I started the Broncos defense and they put up 34. Again, I think what's so funny, and I saw this take on TikTok. Every time an interim head coach, and it's not a stat, wins their first game like every time, and it's like, oh my god, they're gonna be the head coach, and then they're terrible. Again, I'm not even sure who the interim head coach was, but obviously John Gruden resigned. Thank God he gets out of the league. He literally did the quintuplet 4 times multiplier XP boost
Racism.
of racism, sexism, like
homophobic.
literally everything
Terrible
together. Yeah.
personism.
That's a great way to put it. Terrible personism. But we're getting a little bit less analytical. We do apologize. Again, it's a Raiders team that I think is high flying offensively. It's a defense that I think we saw last year was bad, and now that they're able to step up, especially cornerback wise, Trayvon Mullen, and I think the signing of Casey Hayward has been fantastic. He's a rejuvenated corner, and he was not as good for the Chargers last year. So I'm gonna go for the Raiders here. I think they'll go 5-2, and they're definitely a competitor in this division. But yeah, that's Raiders in this one.
I am going to go with the Raiders as well. I'm trying to look for my actual upset pick. I can't really think of a game because I feel like the Raiders are a team that could
Boring.
slip up this week. But that being said, I don't see why the Eagles would beat them. I don't see an area where the
Yeah.
Eagles are significantly
Yeah.
better and really could exploit the Raiders, especially considering I think the Raiders are an improved team, especially on defense. So, yeah, I think they're a better team, and that's all I have to say. I think the Raiders will win this.
Yeah, I think what the Eagles need to do is finally give the ball to Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what is going on. Every time they give him the ball, he seems to do well with it, but they never give it to him. He's got 10 carries in the last 3 weeks, but for 80 yards. So that's not a stat. Don't check me on that. I know it's wrong, but it's somewhat close to that. And I just think with the Raiders' weak run defense, they're going to need to utilize Miles Sanders a lot more this week if they want to win. That being said, they are idiots. They're not going to give me the Raiders.
I'm also going to give you the Las Vegas Raiders this week.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, never. You said you're gonna give me the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not sure what that means.
I'll take
Okay,
it.
I'm going to give you the entire franchise of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
But I think the Raiders are going to win, and I actually think they looked better today than they did on that Monday night against Baltimore. They looked so comfortable offensively. It's not even comparable to anything I've ever seen out of that team. Derek Carr was slinging the ball down the field as if he's been doing it his whole career, which he has.
It's almost like something motivated them.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
Oh,
Maybe their racist head
What
coach.
happened recently in the news?
Maybe
Are
they're
we-
and sorry, I don't want to. All right,
We
comes,
gotta chill out a little bit.
Here comes the esports scoop quote. I was gonna say something and now
political
will
scoop.
not say something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say something.
But,
now I will not.
I'll let you guys know privately what I was gonna say. But the Vegas Raiders are gonna beat the Eagles. Let's just
That's a
leave
good
it
way
at
to
that.
end it.
They're
There
better.
we go.
Okay,
There we go.
moving into the next one.
This should take us no
we've
longer
got-
than 30 seconds.
This should take us no
Total.
longer. No,
Yeah,
let's do the
okay.
classic kindergarten
Rams.
say it at the same time. Ready?
Three.
Three,
two,
two, one.
one.
Rams. I know
Rams.
someone's gonna say line. I knew
I-
someone was gonna say.
I
Bro,
think it
you guys
Rams.
aren't funny.
Okay, I'm not predicting the Rams. Don't put me not the line. Rams.
I got the
I'm picking
Rams. There's not much of an
Rams.
explanation. Matt Stafford was fantastic. Took apart a Giants defense, and it's a Lions team that unfortunately is not very good. The only
Maybe Dan
0-6
Campbell
team.
is a fraud.
Maybe
No,
he
no,
is.
no. We're not gonna go there.
Maybe he'll cry
5
again. And his
words.
team will be
5
motivated.
words. Rams. Dylan, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, there we go.
I
There
love
we
it.
go.
All right, that was really fun saying it at the same time. You guys want to do it again?
No.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. 3, 2,
No.
1. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is
Buccaneers.
at least
Yeah, the
has to be-
Bucks.
This is at least to be something we gotta talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Bucks
this is more
Bears.
of a-
It's the
Robert
Bucks.
Quinn rejuvenated. Very, very good game against the Packers.
Okay,
Khalil
but the
Mack was still
Bucks.
there. Jalen Johnson was good, but unfortunately, Devontae Adams becomes the father of a new secondary every single week, and that's
I love it.
exactly what he did today.
He only had 4
Fantastic against the
catches.
Bears.
Yeah.
He had 4. No, Devontae Adams was fantastic, or at least he
He
was
had
very
4
4
effective.
for 89.
Oh,
4
he had a
catches for
touchdown though,
89
right?
yards, but
That's
his
not
route
really
running
his,
is
that's
ridiculous.
not really how he that's I mean,
Yeah,
compared to Devontae Adams.
I
standards,
think
he
the
isn't
plays he
actually
had
a
were
fraud.
big plays. I know he had one play where he caught it, went into the end zone, but stepped out of bounds, which is a really good play. But look, again, I think it's a Bucks win, but I think it's a defense that can continually pressure Tom Brady besides that left guard because we know who's there. So I'm going to go for the Buccaneers here.
I am going to go with the Bucks. That being said, we can't just write off the Bears, considering we can't forget that last year the Bears did beat the Bucks on Thursday Night Football. I think it was Thursday Night Football with Nick Foles at quarterback. Say what you want about Justin Fields, he is an upgrade over Nick Foles, and the Bears do have a good defense, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks offense is held in check for a little while. That being said, I think they're probably better than they were last year, given that they've had even more time to gel over the offseason. So I think the Bucks will win. That being said, I don't think the Bears can really be written off immediately, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a closer game than people think.
I don't see why we're talking about it so much. While it may end up being a relatively close game, the Bears are nowhere near as good as the Bucks.
Thank
And
you.
for that matter, I do not think it will be a close game. The Bears will put up no more than 14 points, the Bucks will put up no less than 30. It is how it is. The Bucks are so much better both offensively and defensively and at left guard. So I think the Bucks will destroy the Bears as they do most weeks. The Bucks are the better team, and the Bears don't stand a chance.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm definitely gonna take the Bucks this week. I have about 0 questions to ask about it. Let's just jog back a little bit into week 3. Remember when the Chicago Bears had Justin Fields start his first game against the Cleveland Browns? Remember those linebackers that really, really caused him trouble, that shut him down, and those edge rushers that weren't letting him throw? Let's magnify that and magnify that skill by 6. And now we've got the
That's all.
Buccaneers pass rush, who are going to absolutely demolish the Chicago Bears. Add in an offense that's capable of scoring more than 7 points, and I'm giving you the Buccaneers blowing them out. If there was a
And
spread,
they don't have David Montgomery either.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Justin
Dylan,
Fields
I'm
is
sorry.
indestructible. Did you see the hit he took today by I forgot he was on the Eagle Rasul Douglas. He was sliding Rasul Douglas and he just got up. I don't know how. Got
Dylan,
out.
so you said times 6, but can you name me the Browns middle linebackers, please?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah,
Okay.
Anthony Walker.
Anthony Walker,
Okay.
yep.
Now,
That's
can
it.
you name me the Bucks middle linebackers?
Devin White, Levante David.
All right. How is that only times 6?
All right, I was being generous.
Okay, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I wouldn't. I think times 6 is generous actually.
Levante David and Devin White is the scariest middle linebacker
Levante
combo
David has
in
not
the
been good
league.
this year. Devin White has been good, but it's
Levante
not been the
David and
linebacking
Devin
core we
White
saw.
both have cases to be the best middle linebacker in the league. In my
I was
opinion.
being generous.
No.
I'm saying that the Buccaneers,
Levante
if
David.
there was a spread of 20, I'm taking the Buccaneers, and I'm not thinking about it. Give me
Yeah.
the Bucks.
All right, next one, Dylan.
Moving into the next one. Why?
You're talking about a game we can talk about quickly. Jesus
Ooh.
Christ.
You want a
Should we do it
3-2-1
This is the
again?
biggest. Yeah.
No. Let's
Three.
all give.
3.
I'll give our score predictions
All right.
and see how.
Give me the
close
Cardinals.
it'll
Let me just
What's
say
the
that. Give me
score?
the Cardinals.
be.
They play the
59-0.
Texans.
Yeah.
Poor Davis.
I would just
Mills.
this is the kind of thing we should go live and have like a prayer session. Like this is going to
We
be
should pray to Dan Campbell's
one
church.
of the worst games. I mean, like
Watch the
if you-
Texans somehow win this.
that's what I'm thinking now. Is I'm saying it's
saying
it's
all
just,
this.
It's just one of those games where it's so like looking at it from outside perspective, especially since none of us are fans of these teams, it's so ridiculously outmatched in every single aspect, position, coach,
Offensive line.
stadium seat, field goal. Like it's just like it's so
Never having
Yeah.
Bill
far.
O'Brien.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
DeAndre
I'll give
Hopkins
it
is
to
just
Davis
gonna
Mills, but
shit all over this
this is gonna be
Language,
a
please.
bad one.
Sorry.
Serge, what do you think?
DeAndre Hopkins will be mad. This is his revenge tour.
oh, no.
It's gonna be even worse.
Oh,
He's gonna
God,
go
yeah.
for 250 yards, and you'll consider it a bad game.
Deshaun Watson just comes back for this game.
Oh no, I'm
Still
playing
wanna
against
go-
Hopkins in fantasy next week. Oh no.
All right.
I'm going to simply just give my score prediction. The Cardinals will put up as many points as their record says. I'll let
Oh,
you guys all figure that out. Dylan,
Oh
go
wow,
ahead.
they're dropping a 60 bomb.
They're dropping 6 points,
60.
but the record. All right, never mind.
Oh yeah,
It's
All right.
6-0.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah,
the
yeah. Okay.
Cardinals. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you they're going to drop a 60 bomb, although
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise
They
me.
are going to drop a 60.
Their offense is super dynamic. I'm gonna quickly scroll. They have a short turnaround into next week, so I wouldn't be surprised that if they're up by 30 points, they put in their backups. They start rushing it.
I
around.
actually would not be. I don't know what the most amount of points in a professional, like an NFL game, has been.
73.
I would not be surprised if they went over that.
I would be. They play the Packers on Thursday night the next week. We're not going to see their starters out there. If they're
Honestly,
Yeah.
you're playing
No,
the
the Packers are gonna
Texans.
lose
Why
to
don't you
Washington.
play?
Rodgers
if you're
is gonna
playing
get
the
hurt.
Texans, why don't
Devontae's
you
gonna
just
get
play
hurt.
the
Doesn't
backups
matter.
for the whole game? You could still.
Wow,
they could still probably
disrespectful.
win.
I mean,
This
if
is
you're playing the
disrespectful
Jets,
to
why don't you play the
Texans at this
backups?
point? So
Yeah.
we're going to move it
Exactly.
into a game
I'm not
where
saying
it's
it shouldn't.
another time where our Sunday night might be the anti-game of the week. I mean, other than the obvious
Texans.
answer, which is Texans Cardinals, because we know what's happening there. But we've got two teams that I have not been high on since the start of the season, and I continue to be low on. We've got the Niners and the Colts.
Yeah. The Colts, it's just one of those things like, when have I heard about the Colts? Not a
I mean, they just
single
whipped
player.
the Texans.
But yeah, it's Texas.
I know obviously their safety, Julian Blackmon, had a fantastic tackle against Lindsey today. But besides that, Wentz had a fantastic throw to T.Y. Hilton right in between the two corners. Great pass. But yeah, this is definitely a tougher one. I'm gonna go for this is actually a tough one. I'm gonna go for the 49ers. I like Trey Lance coming off a bye week. I'm just gonna trust that they're rested more, and this will be a 49ers win.
Not many people are talking about it right now, but every week Carson Wentz is looking better and more comfortable in the Colts system.
That's
And
true.
Jonathan Taylor is looking better every single week. And the 49ers, I don't think they're actually that good of a team, especially in a loaded NFC West. So I think the Colts will win this game. I think they are, in terms of talent on both teams, I think they're relatively even. But I think the Colts are clicking and have more momentum than the 49ers do at the moment. So yeah, give me Indianapolis here.
Dylan, could you give me your prediction first?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts. I really like how they played today, and I know it's the Texans, so I'm not going to really give you all that much of an analytical response on why this week meant they're going to beat the Niners. But I've never been high on the Niners. That's not going to change after a bye week where they are going to have more questions about who they're starting at quarterback. And I think Jonathan Taylor, Carson Wentz, they're finally clicking offensively, and it's taken a bit. And I think the win against Miami changed the way that they're playing. Their defense looks solid. Darius Leonard is starting to look like a good linebacker again. And I feel as if they're ready to start contending for maybe that 7th wildcard spot, because there are some good teams in the AFC. And I feel like if they get everything going, their line is healthy again, they're ready to start getting there. So give me the Indianapolis Colts against the San Francisco 49ers.
This puts me in a tough spot because I'll be honest, this game is a 50-50 for me. I think it's a close one. And before this, I was leaning towards the Niners, but with the upsets I picked earlier, I don't know that I can go against what both Dylan and Surge are saying. And do I let that influence me into picking the Colts? Now that I've thought about it, I do think the Colts have a better team. After I've heard what you guys have been saying, Jonathan Taylor has looked really impressive. I don't know that I can agree about Carson Wentz. I have not been a fan of Carson Wentz since he came out of the draft, but Jonathan Taylor's enough, and he's looked really impressive. So I will go with the Colts.
All
Yeah,
right.
we got quite a spread here. We're not all going the same in this one.
Yeah, and in the last game, which I literally just told you guys we've had the worst primetime Sunday night. Now look at the worst primetime Monday night. We have the Jameis Winston-led New Orleans Saints coming off a bye versus the Geno Smith-led Seattle Seahawks.
No.
So what do you guys have? I'm very interested to see what you guys have because I have no idea.
The Saints are going to be having a lot of players come back. They have Onyemata coming back, which I think is a very underrated addition on the D-line. I don't know if Michael Thomas is coming back, but I think he is eligible to be back. Their players are much more well-rested, and they did have a few lingering injuries going into the bye week. And it's Geno Smith, and as we are speaking, he has 0 points at halftime. So
Yeah.
I think Saints. Yeah, give me the Saints here.
You know who doesn't have 0 points at halftime? Najee Harris. Now, Surge, what was that, Surge? You're 0-5 trying to go 0-6 here because Najee Harris has put you projected to lose.
I've literally been checking the entire time we've been recording. I have a separate tab open to see how I'm doing in fantasy. It's really
And
You're
also
projected to
Jamal
lose now.
Adams. You know when the thing comes up and it's like it announces the players?
yeah.
Jamal Adams came up and he goes, "I'm the best in the nation," and he's ranked 62 out of 85 safeties. It's all over social media right now.
I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one though. Geno Smith's not good. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm
Short
the
and
best
sweet.
in the world, Pro Football Focus. No, you're not.
Yeah. Statistically, you are not.
I'm going to definitely go with the Saints just based on this first half alone. If the Seahawks were anywhere near where the Steelers are right now, and I don't think the Steelers are a good team either, then I would say that the Seahawks are going to beat the Saints because of their up-down mentality. But I think the Seahawks with Geno Smith have close to little chance, especially since they don't have Chris Carson for this week. And apparently no Tyler Lockett either, who has 0 receptions in the first half. So give me the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. This is that I don't know why you guys are hating on Geno Smith. I don't think he's a bad
Because he's
quarterback.
bad.
He is bad.
But I'm gonna go
Man's fumbled off of his own
for the
O-lineman.
Saints as well. But I think it's definitely gonna be a close one. I don't think it's a Saints team that's necessarily great. I think Jameis Winston's up and down. I wouldn't bet that he will be, obviously going down for this game. But we'll see. I think it's definitely a tough one. A Seahawks team that is not looking very good without Russell Wilson. Obviously, it's the first time that he's missed a game, right?
Yep.
Due to injury in his entire career. So I think just game planning for that, the Seahawks have never had to. So it'll be tougher, but I'm going to go for the Saints here. The Seahawks obviously down 14-0 to a Steelers offense that I would say is probably comparable to the Saints. So I'm going to go for the Saints as well here. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. That was it's so funny. We're on a live stream service that very much felt like a live stream. So I'm not sure how that'll come out YouTube wise, but that was a very interesting one. If there's one video where I wouldn't be surprised if most people made it to the end, it would be this one. But as always, make sure you guys go follow us on social media at The Sports Scoop, Instagram, Twitter. My Twitter is McDermott Analysis Incorporated, all caps.
Nobody follow it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's last in predictions.
It's not true. I do. And also your own 5 in fantasy football.
And I'm beating.
So I think this will definitely be I was just in prediction mode. I just went, this will definitely be, never mind. Go follow us. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Mock drafts coming out. Make sure you guys go check those out. And we always post our weekly, and then we do recaps of the week, film analysis, all that kind of stuff. So, we're posting almost every day. So make sure you guys do stay tuned. Key McDermott, Charlie Nidell, and Serge Kadali. We will see you in the next video. I hope you guys did enjoy.